All right, if you're an HVAC contractor, you know this story. You're on a job, the system should be working just fine, but it just can't keep up. You've checked everything, so what gives? What if the problem isn't the equipment at all? What if there's an invisible thief robbing the house of capacity right under your nose? Well, in this explainer, we're going to show you exactly how to catch it.
So let's just dive right in. Think about your last few jobs. You ever have those comfort complaints that just don't quite add up? Or the homeowner with crazy high energy bills they can't explain? Well, those are the telltale signs of a heist in progress. There's an unseen force actively working against your equipment, and it's costing your customers both comfort and a whole lot of money.
Look, this isn't about guesswork. It's not about just throwing in a bigger unit and hoping for the best. This is about becoming a true specialist. We're going to walk you through a real-world case study from a company called HVAC Home Performance. They use hard data to hunt down this capacity thief and stop it for good. This is how you level up from just replacing boxes to delivering permanent solutions.
All right, every investigation has to start somewhere, so let's head to the scene of a massive, ongoing energy heist. Looks like a pretty normal house, right? But believe me, behind that facade, the HVAC systems were fighting a battle they were destined to lose. The homeowners had all the classic symptoms, and it was time for a specialist to come in and figure out what was really going on. So, to catch a thief that's literally invisible, you need the right forensic tools. The very first step in a real home performance investigation is to gather the evidence, to measure what's actually happening with the house itself. And the first piece of evidence from the blower door test was, wow, it was a bombshell. The house was leaking at an incredible 9,471 cubic feet per minute at 50 pascals. Now that translates to 27 air changes per hour, or 27 ACH 50. Basically, that means the entire volume of air inside the house was being swapped with outside air 27 times every hour. 27! That's not just a little drafty, that house is a sieve. Now, 27 might just sound like a number, but this is where you get the context. Look at this. When you put it next to the modern building code requirement, you suddenly realize the scale of this problem. This house was nearly 4 times leakier than a brand new home is even allowed to be. This right here was our thief's front door. So, with the break-in confirmed, it was time to calculate the exact value of what was being stolen. We have to translate that air leakage number, those CFMs, into the language of our industry, BTUs. And this chart just lays it all out, plain as day. Look at that massive slice. That's infiltration. It was responsible for 46.4% of the entire heating load of the house. Almost half the energy the furnace was churning out wasn't heating the house. It was just trying to heat up the cold outside air that was constantly pouring in. Let's put that in hard numbers. The total heating load for this house was calculated at a whopping 164,321 BTU. That 46.4% slice you just saw, that's 76,168 of those BTU. I mean, think about that. That's an entire residential furnace worth of capacity being stolen by air leakage before the system could even start doing its job on the house itself. It's no wonder it couldn't keep up. So here's the crucial point. This wasn't a guess. This conclusion was based on measurable, undeniable data. The diagnostics proved that the number one bad guy was this massive hidden load, something a traditional HVAC contractor might totally miss. But the investigation wasn't over, not even close. While that massive infiltration was the main offender, the data pointed to a second source of loss, a partner in crime that was just as destructive, hiding right over their heads. And to understand this accomplice, you gotta understand the one-to-one energy penalty. It sounds technical, but it's simple and it's brutal. The second floor system's ducts were running through the unconditioned attic. That means every single cubic foot of heated air that leaked out was just gone, forever. It's a complete 100% loss of the energy used to create it. So how much was leaking? The duct test uncovered another shocking number. The total leakage for that second floor system was almost 375 CFM. And of that, a staggering 276.8 CFM of perfectly conditioned air was being dumped directly into the vented, unconditioned attic. That's not a leak, that is a fire hose of wasted energy and stolen capacity, directly sabotaging that second floor system. Okay, so once you've identified the thieves and you've quantified the losses, you can create a strategic plan. And we're not just talking about fixing symptoms, we're talking about recapturing that stolen capacity and making the house whole again. So let's look at the plan. It was a 3-pronged attack. First, go after the primary thief. air seal the house with a goal of cutting that massive infiltration from over 9,400 down to a target of 5,953 CFM. Second, beef up the home's armor by adding R38 insulation to the attic. And third, hunt down and eliminate that accomplice by meticulously sealing all that ductwork.
And here is the result. This is the payoff for all that investigation. By implementing that plan, the total heating load required for the home plummeted from 164,321 BTU all the way down to a projected 119,382. That's a massive, permanent reduction in the work the equipment actually has to do.
This right here is what we call a permanent load reduction. You have fundamentally changed the house for the better. And now, and only now, can you actually right-size the HVAC equipment with confidence. You're not guessing anymore, you're not oversizing. You are installing a system based on the home's true improved needs. You're solving the problem for good.
So why does this matter to you? Because this whole process, this way of thinking, it represents a fundamental shift in our industry. And frankly, it's a massive opportunity for your business.
This is your playbook. It's a repeatable process. Number 1, you diagnose the whole home, not just the box. 2, you use data to quantify those hidden loads, to find the thieves. 3, you propose permanent load reductions that actually fix the house. And then number 4, you install the perfectly sized equipment knowing with full confidence that it's going to perform exactly as it should.
You know, this case study from HVAC2 Home Performance really captures a powerful idea. The future of our trade isn't just about delivering comfort, it's about controlling it. When you become a specialist who can hunt down these invisible thieves, you stop being just an installer. You become the expert who provides permanent, data-driven solutions. The only question is, are you ready to become the detective?